Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever stopped to consider how a seemingly, well, niche food item can quietly but powerfully transform into a global sensation,
Mm-hmm.
driving billions in market growth and, fundamentally shifting our dietary landscape?
Yeah.
Well, today, we're diving deep into exactly that. The fascinating fermented world of tempeh.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that we have this robust forecast from cognitive market research. It's meticulously tracking the global tempeh market's journey,
Right.
all the way from 2021 through to 2033.
Okay.
So our mission really in this deep dive is to pull out the most important nuggets from all this data, understand the why behind its explosive growth, and kind of connect the dots across continents to show you the bigger picture.
So whether you're a passionate food enthusiast, maybe someone keeping a close eye on emerging market trends, or maybe you're just insanely curious about what's truly next in the plant-based revolution,
Yeah.
this deep dive is absolutely for you. We're going to explore not just that tempeh is becoming a mainstream protein alternative, but how and why and what that means for our plates, our health, and, well, the global economy.
Exactly. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with the incredible overall trajectory, because this report paints a very clear picture of massive expansion. In 2021, the global tempeh market was already a significant player, right?
Yeah.
Generating a staggering $4.6 billion.
Yeah, 4.6 billion, that's already a substantial base. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just some fleeting trend. The projections are truly remarkable. By 2025, that figure is expected to climb to nearly $5.8 billion.
Wow.
But look further ahead to 2033.
Hmm.
We're talking about an impressive $9.1 billion market.
9.1 billion, okay.
Yeah. That translates to a healthy compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 5.8% over the entire period.
Right.
So to put that in perspective, we're seeing a market that's projected to nearly double in value in just over a decade. It really reflects its rapidly increasing global acceptance as a protein-rich, sustainable, and, versatile food option.
A near doubling in value.
Yeah.
That's absolutely huge. The report attributes this robust growth primarily to two powerful forces: a widespread rise in health awareness consumers actively seeking nutritious options, and the accelerating global adoption of plant-based diets. It's quite a compelling combination, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's more than just like a preference. It feels like a real dietary and lifestyle shift. People are consciously moving away from animal proteins,
Yeah.
driven by concerns for health, environmental impact, maybe ethical considerations too. And tempeh, being a whole food fermented soy product, it just ticks so many of those boxes.
It really does. High protein, fiber rich.
Super versatile in cooking.
Exactly. It's not just a meat substitute. It's kind of a superfood in its own right.
Yeah.
But okay, let's zoom in now and see how this global story plays out region by region. You might be genuinely surprised by some of these numbers and the speed of adoption in certain areas.
Definitely. Where should we start? Europe.
Let's kick things off with Europe, yeah.
Yeah.
It held the largest market value back in 2021, already well over $1.7 billion. And it's projected to nearly double to around $3.4 billion by 2033.
Indeed. Europe is a powerhouse in this market. Germany, for instance, leads in just absolute numbers. It's projected to reach over $759 million by 2033,
Wow.
up from just over $412 million in 2021. So that's a strong, steady climb.
Yep.
And the United Kingdom also shows really impressive adoption, growing from around $270 million to nearly $570 million over that same period. The CAGR there is just over 6.2%.
6.2%, okay.
So yeah, established markets continuing to expand significantly.
But what genuinely stood out to me in the data, and this might be a real aha moment for some listeners, is the rest of Europe category.
Ah, yes.
This segment is just surging. Its market value more than doubles from just over $208 million in 2021 to a projected $515 million by 2033.
That's huge growth.
And that's a remarkable CAGR of almost 7.9%.
Nearly 8%.
Yeah. So this isn't just about the major economies, It suggests a much broader accelerating adoption across various European countries, perhaps in areas less saturated with traditional plant-based alternatives, or maybe where consumer awareness is newer and growing really fast.
That's a very insightful observation. It really hints at this democratic spread of tempeh's appeal. Could be driven by smaller local producers, maybe, increased availability in just regular supermarkets,
Could be.
or even a younger demographic in these diverse nations actively, experimenting with new ingredients. And beyond these frontrunners, we see consistent, solid growth across much of the continent.
Right.
Countries like France, Italy, Russia, Spain, They're all expanding their market steadily. Typically, Siggy jars there are ranging from just under 4.5% to just under 5%.
Still solid.
Absolutely. And even smaller, often innovative markets like Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Luxembourg, they're all showing steady positive growth too, ranging from about 3.5% up to over 4.3% CAGR. It really paints a picture of a widespread European embrace.
Okay, so Europe dominates in size, but maybe the real velocity, the speed, might surprise you as we head across the Atlantic to North America. Here, the market is also seeing strong growth, moving from over $1.4 billion in 2021 to a projected $2.6 billion by 2033. That's a healthy 5.5% CAGR overall.
And within North America, the United States, well, as you'd expect, accounts for a significant chunk of that, growing from over $1 billion in 2021 to nearly $2 billion by 2033.
Right.
It's a solid 5.2% CAGR. It's just a massive market steadily integrating tempeh into its diverse food culture.
Right, but for me, what's truly fascinating in the North American data is Mexico.
Ah, Mexico, yeah.
It's showing the highest CAGR in the entire region, an impressive 6.47%.
Wow.
It's projected to more than double its market value, growing from around $114 million in 2021 to over $265 million by 2033.
That is interesting.
And Canada also shows strong momentum, nearly 6.4% CAGR, also more than doubling its market size over the forecast period. But Mexico?
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what's happening there specifically to drive such accelerated growth.
That's a great question. I mean, the report doesn't explicitly detail the microdrivers for every single country, but we can infer some possibilities, right?
Sure.
Mexico has such a rich culinary tradition, and there's definitely a growing interest in health and sustainable eating, particularly among, say, younger urban populations.
Right.
Tempeh, with its versatile texture and its ability to absorb flavors. Maybe it's finding unique applications in Mexican cuisine, perhaps as a plant-based alternative in dishes where traditional proteins are usually found.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or just as a healthful addition to new culinary creations. It could also just be driven by increasing accessibility and educational efforts about plant-based options.
Makes sense. Okay, let's pivot now to Asia Pacific, a region where tempeh actually has deep cultural roots, particularly Indonesia, its birthplace.
The origin.
Exactly. But despite its long heritage, it's still showing incredibly rapid modern growth across the entire region. From around $813 million in 2021 to over $1.7 billion in 2033. That's a strong 6.2% CAGR.
Exactly. China, for instance, leads in absolute numbers within this region, projected to reach over $716 million by 2033 with a 6.48% CAGR.
Okay.
However, India stands out as one of the fastest growing markets globally. It's more than doubling its market from just over $43 million in 2021 to over $102 million by 2033.
Wow. India.
That's an impressive 7.23% CAGR.
Huge jump.
And Taiwan shows the highest CGR in the Asia-Pacific at an astonishing 7.8%.
Taiwan, okay.
So it suggests this blend of traditional appreciation meeting modern health and dietary trends.
India's growth is phenomenal, though, jumping from $43 million to over $100 million.
Yeah.
I mean, given its massive population and diverse culinary landscape, the potential for tempeh there seems almost limitless, right?
Totally. It's clearly tapping into a significant demand for accessible plant-based protein.
Yeah.
And it's not just the giants. We're also seeing robust expansion across other key APAC nations. Japan, South Korea, Australia, Singapore, all showing solid growth rates, typically ranging from about 5.4% to just under 6.1% CAGR. Even Southeast Asia, a region with, inherent familiarity with fermented foods, is projected to grow nearly 5%. It shows a broad-based regional embrace, with different countries just at various stages of adoption.
Now, here's where it truly gets captivating. Perhaps for many of you listening, this is the biggest aha moment of this entire deep dive.
Okay.
Some of the most impressive growth numbers, and indeed the fastest regional growth, are coming from regions you might not immediately associate with tempeh, but they're rapidly becoming global hotspots.
This really raises an important question then. What's driving this rapid uptake in these diverse regions, especially given tempeh's Indonesian origins? Africa, for instance. It's showing the fastest regional growth overall.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah, an impressive 8.33% CAGR, surging from just under $194 million in 2021 to almost $500 million, over $493 million by 2033.
Wow, $500 million from under $200 million. That's truly astonishing.
Yeah.
Africa as the fastest growing region for tempeh is a profound insight. What could be fueling such an incredible boom?
Well, it's likely a confluence of factors, I think.
Better.
Rapid urbanization across Africa often brings shifts in dietary patterns, right?
True.
And increasing awareness of health and nutrition, and a growing middle class looking for affordable, sustainable protein sources.
Okay.
Tempeh could be viewed as a cost-effective, nutrient-dense alternative to traditional proteins, and potentially even an answer to some food security challenges.
Interesting angle.
Within Africa, South Africa demonstrates a remarkable 8.78% CAGR, more than doubling to over $135 million by 2033.
Wow.
Nigeria, with its vast population, is also leading in absolute numbers, growing at an impressive 8.24% CAGR.
Okay.
And the rest of Africa category isn't far behind either, nearly doubling its market size to $137 million by 2033, with an 8.04% CAGR. So these are not just little pockets of growth, it seems like a continental phenomenon in the making.
That's a truly significant finding. Really highlights how global food trends are reaching every corner of the world. Okay, moving to another rapidly emerging market. The Middle East, also on a strong rise, right? 6.45% CAGR, projecting to reach over $430 million by 2033.
Indeed. The UAE, for example, is seeing its market size nearly double to over $92 million by 2033. That's a 7.19% CAGR. And Saudi Arabia is rapidly growing too, at a 7.02% CAGR, reaching almost $130 million by 2033.
Big numbers.
Yeah, and countries like Turkey, Egypt, Qatar also expanding their market significantly. Their KGRs ranging from 6.1% to nearly 6.6%. It reflects a similar pattern we're seeing elsewhere: increasing disposable income, greater health awareness, and just a desire for diverse food options.
Okay, and finally, let's round out our global tour with South America. The market here is set to reach over $412 million by 2033, with a 5.7% CAGR overall. Brazil, the region's largest economy, is projected to lead at over $213 million by 2033.
Okay, Colombia too. Yeah. And we also can't overlook Argentina, Peru, Chile, all contributing significantly to this upward trend. GGRs ranging from just over 5% to just under 5.9%. Across all these regions, really, we're witnessing this universal shift driven by changing priorities in diet and sustainability.
So, okay, what does this all mean when we pull all these numbers and fascinating regional trends together? What's the big picture takeaway for us, for the listeners?
Well, if we connect all these threads, the report clearly highlights a remarkably robust growth trajectory for Tempeh worldwide. It's pretty consistently driven by this universal shift in consumer preferences towards healthier, more sustainable, and increasingly plant-based diets. What we're witnessing isn't just, a niche product's expansion. It feels like a fundamental dietary reevaluation.
That's a good way to put it.
We see increasing adoption not just in developed economies with established health food markets, but dramatically so in emerging economies. Think Africa, parts of Asia, Latin America.
Yeah, the growth rates there were stunning.
Exactly. This suggests that Tempeh is well on its way to becoming a truly mainstream, globally recognized protein alternative in the coming decade. It feels like more than just a trend, it's a significant, enduring shift in how people choose to eat.
That's a powerful synthesis. This deep dive into the Tempeh market truly shows us how global consumer choices, often driven by this quest for better health and a more sustainable planet, can profoundly reshape entire food industries, sometimes in the most unexpected ways and places. It's truly fascinating to watch these shifts unfold in real time.
It really is, and it raises an important question maybe for you to ponder. As Tempeh continues its impressive ascent and becomes more mainstream, what impact will this global embrace of plant-based sustainable protein have on traditional agriculture and local food systems around the world?
Good question.
What might a truly mainstream plant-based future actually look like? At our supermarkets, our restaurants, even our home kitchens. And maybe critically, how quickly might it arrive for you?